Before you speak, before you explain yourself, before you have the opportunity to prove your intelligence or your character, another person has already begun building a version of you inside their mind. They do not wait for evidence. They do not conduct a fair investigation. Their brain is designed for speed, not accuracy. Within seconds, your value is estimated. Not your real value. Your perceived value. And perception governs behavior far more often than reality. People like to believe they judge others based on personality, kindness, competence, or morality. That belief comforts them because it suggests fairness. But human psychology evolved in environments where hesitation could be fatal. The brain developed shortcuts, mental algorithms that instantly classify people as dominant or submissive, valuable or disposable, trustworthy or suspicious. You experience this process every day without noticing it. Someone decides whether to respect you before hearing your ideas. Someone determines whether to interrupt you before understanding your knowledge. Someone chooses whether to pursue you, ignore you, manipulate you, or fear you before discovering who you really are. The uncomfortable truth is that your social identity often exists long before your actual identity enters the conversation. The question is not whether people judge you instantly. The question is what invisible signals convince them that you deserve influence, or that you deserve to be overlooked. The greatest illusion in human interaction is believing that people see you objectively. They never do. They see a prediction. Every face they encounter is immediately compared against thousands of previous experiences. Your appearance activates memories they are not consciously aware of. Your posture reminds them of someone from years ago. Your tone resembles a former colleague. Your clothing triggers assumptions about intelligence, wealth, confidence, education, or status. None of this requires conscious thought. The brain is a prediction machine, not a truth machine. It fills missing information with probability. When someone first looks at you, they are not evaluating facts. They are estimating risk. Could this person dominate me? Can this person help me? Will this person reject me? Should I compete with them? Should I impress them? These questions happen beneath awareness, yet they influence nearly every social interaction. This is why two people can perform the exact same action and receive completely different reactions. The action matters less than the expectation attached to the person performing it. If people unconsciously predict competence, mistakes become forgivable. If they predict weakness, even excellence becomes suspicious. The verdict arrives before the evidence. Everything afterward simply reinforces what they already decided. Humans are intensely sensitive to hierarchy. Across history, survival often depended on identifying who possessed resources, influence, or protection. Modern society appears more civilized, but the psychological machinery remains unchanged. Status is not simply money. Status is perceived control. People unconsciously search for signals that answer one question. How much influence does this individual possess over their own environment? Those who appear rushed, apologetic, excessively eager, or constantly seeking approval communicate low control. Those who appear deliberate, emotionally stable, and comfortable with silence communicate something entirely different. Confidence itself is not the signal. Control is. Someone who never rushes to justify themselves creates uncertainty. Someone who speaks without obvious anxiety appears psychologically expensive. Scarcity increases value. The human mind assumes that whatever is difficult to access must possess greater worth. The same principle applies to people. Those who constantly attempt to prove themselves often reduce their perceived status because the effort itself communicates insecurity. Power rarely announces itself. It simply behaves as though validation is unnecessary. Language is slow. Observation is immediate. Long before your first sentence, your body has already transmitted dozens of psychological messages. Your walking speed. Your breathing. Eye movement. Facial tension. Head position. Shoulder placement. Micro-expressions. These signals combine into a silent narrative. People do not consciously analyze each movement. Instead, they experience an emotional impression. He seems uncertain. She appears composed. Something feels dangerous. Something feels weak. The remarkable aspect is that these impressions often survive even after contradictory evidence appears. Psychologists refer to this as thin-slice judgment, the ability to make surprisingly stable impressions from extremely brief observations. Whether those judgments are accurate is almost irrelevant. They become socially real. People begin interacting with the version of you they imagined during those first moments. Your actual personality becomes secondary. One favorable characteristic has the power to distort every other judgment. This phenomenon is known as the halo effect. An attractive individual is assumed to be more intelligent. A confident speaker is assumed to be more competent. A successful entrepreneur is assumed to possess wisdom in unrelated fields. The reverse is equally dangerous. One unfavorable characteristic can contaminate every positive quality you possess. This cognitive shortcut allows people to conserve mental energy. Instead of evaluating every trait independently, the brain creates a single general impression and applies it across everything else. Reality becomes simplified. Complexity disappears. This explains why first impressions are remarkably resistant to change. People protect their original conclusions because changing them requires admitting their initial judgment was incomplete. Most choose consistency over accuracy. Emotions spread faster than ideas. Every social interaction contains invisible emotional exchange. People continuously monitor each other's nervous systems. They detect tension, excitement, fear, calm, confidence, even when no words are spoken. This process operates through subtle facial muscles, vocal rhythm, breathing patterns, and unconscious mimicry. Someone who appears internally chaotic quietly transfers discomfort into the room. Someone who appears emotionally regulated often causes others to feel unexpectedly relaxed. People mistake this emotional effect for personality. In reality, they are responding to regulation. Humans naturally move toward emotional stability because predictable individuals feel safer than unpredictable ones. The person who controls their internal state often influences the emotional climate of everyone around them. Power frequently begins there. Availability influences perceived value more than quality. Objects become desirable when they become difficult to obtain. The same mechanism applies to human beings. People who immediately surrender all of their attention remove uncertainty. Without uncertainty, curiosity disappears. Without curiosity, psychological investment declines. This does not mean emotional distance creates authentic connection. It means the human brain often mistakes rarity for significance. Attention functions like currency. When it appears unlimited, its value decreases. When it appears selective, others unconsciously assume it must be valuable. This explains why social dynamics frequently reward those who seem least desperate for approval. Perceived independence becomes interpreted as importance. Whether that interpretation is deserved is another question entirely. You rarely introduce yourself first. Your reputation does. People arrive carrying fragments of information gathered from conversations, observations, online profiles, mutual acquaintances, and previous encounters. Those fragments merge into a coherent story. The story may be inaccurate. It may be incomplete. It may be entirely false. Yet people behave according to the story they believe. Reputation functions as psychological leverage because it reduces uncertainty. The human brain prefers imperfect certainty over perfect ambiguity. Once a narrative exists, confirmation bias begins strengthening it. People notice information supporting the narrative while ignoring contradictory evidence. Changing a reputation therefore requires far more effort than creating one. The first version often becomes the permanent version. Every interaction contains invisible calculations. If I associate with this person, what does it say about me? Humans constantly manage their own social image. As a result, they unconsciously evaluate the social consequences of every relationship. Someone perceived as respected becomes socially attractive. Someone perceived as ridiculed becomes psychologically risky. The judgment is rarely about morality. It is about association. People fear losing status almost as much as they desire gaining it. This makes social approval contagious. So does social rejection. Crowds often reinforce opinions they privately doubt simply because disagreement carries perceived social cost. Independent thinking requires accepting possible isolation. Many never develop that tolerance. Being skilled is not enough. People must first believe you are skilled before they consistently recognize evidence of competence. This creates a psychological paradox. Perception opens the door that performance later walks through. A highly capable individual who appears uncertain may struggle to receive opportunities. A moderately capable individual who projects certainty may receive them repeatedly. Neither outcome is perfectly fair. Both reflect the way human cognition simplifies complex judgments. This does not mean confidence replaces competence forever. Reality eventually exposes consistent failure. But first impressions determine who receives the opportunity to succeed or fail in the first place. That invisible advantage compounds over time. Every social environment rewards certain behaviors while discouraging others. People quickly learn which traits increase acceptance. They adjust accordingly. The result is not complete deception. It is strategic adaptation. You are rarely seeing another person's authentic self. You are seeing the version they believe will receive the highest social return. The same is true for you. Every interaction contains performance. Every performance seeks a specific outcome. Respect, safety, influence, belonging, control. The mask changes depending on the audience, but the underlying objective remains remarkably consistent. To understand people, watch for moments when maintaining the mask becomes exhausting. Stress, fatigue, failure, rejection, and conflict often expose motivations that polished behavior conceals. Pressure reveals what comfort hides. Every day, invisible judgments shape your opportunities long before your actions can defend you. People estimate your worth without permission. They categorize you before understanding you. They assign motives you never expressed. They construct identities you never chose. This is neither fair nor unusual. It is the architecture of human perception. The unsettling realization is that society does not reward reality first. It rewards interpretation. Power often belongs not to those who possess the greatest ability, but to those whose presence causes others to expect ability before proof appears. Understanding this changes the way you observe every interaction. The room is never empty. It is filled with silent calculations. Every glance asks a question. Every hesitation becomes evidence. Every movement contributes to a verdict. Most people spend their lives trying to change minds after the judgment has already been made. Very few recognize that the judgment began before a single word was spoken.